New housing changes in store for students living on campus. Megan Hayward's going to have everything you need to know.
And change is the theme for University of Maine student government. Heather Steeves gets the inside scoop.
Also, a new website, MissBimbo.com, has many worried about the potential negative effects on young girls. Natasha Gilson reports.
You're watching News 451 right now. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News 451. I'm Joe Hegarty.
And I'm Laura Gardner.
April is National Alcohol Awareness Month. The university is celebrating by taking steps to try and reduce underage drinking incidents and alcohol abuse. UMaine offers programs for prevention, education, and enforcement. Many of the programs encourage them to take control of their friends during parties and other such related events. Also, knowing the signs of danger related to alcohol consumption is the main goal of the program. Director of UMaine's Alcohol and Drug Education Program, Laura Sedelko, says there will be more information to come. If you would like more news, call 581-1423.
Languages Immersion Experience on Wednesday. The students, accompanied by their teachers, were involved in French and Spanish-speaking activities. The events took place in Little Hall and the Memorial Union from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Some of the programs included a campus-wide scavenger hunt, poetry recitations, and music and dance from Quebec and Latin America. The day was sponsored by the Department of Modern Language and Classics and the Foreign Languages Association of Maine. Anthony Stewart was at the Student Innovation Centre yesterday to get some advice from UMaine graduating students about starting a new business. Now? Sorry about the
Stand back. Not yet.
We apologise for those technical difficulties. Here's Anthony now with the package.
I'm Anthony Stewart on the University of Maine campus here at the Student Innovation Center, waiting for Perry Hunter to give a speech on starting a business and cultivating a new idea. Perry Hunter paid a visit to the University of Maine Wednesday to talk to students and faculty about starting a business on a nuts and bolts level. Hunter graduated from the University of Maine in 1952, and he talked to the group about his experiences as an inventor and businessman. He said that one of his biggest thrills comes from that moment where he gets a fresh idea.
Well, I think it really feels wonderful to get an idea, number one. I mean, sometimes you're dreaming at night, you know, and you wake up and you have this fantastic thought going through your mind. You say, oh boy, what a great idea that is. So a lot of people, you know, forget about it. But what I do is when I get an idea like that, I'll get up out of bed and I'll write it down. And I'll just jot it down. And then the next day when I when I remember it, I have something to talk about and think about.
Starting a business is more than just ideas, though. He talked about the process of turning an idea into a business. The first and most important step is deciding if an idea is feasible.
Well, I think that if you have an idea and you want to make it into a business, you have to look at it from the standpoint of, is it feasible for me to be able to come up with some kind of a way to make this into a business? Sometimes it becomes too costly. Sometimes I wouldn't have the resources nor the background to do what this idea is.
For the hopeful entrepreneurs in attendance, it was a good chance to get some advice and grab a snack with a man with some real-world experience. For 451 News, I'm Anthony Stewart. Back to you guys.
The folks at the Main Channel are cooking up another hot film festival just in time for spring. With last year's festival a smash hit, the Main Channel is looking to keep up the momentum with another classic film fest. Films are made by students of the university who will be competing for all sorts of prizes. The event, which will take place Thursday, April 24th, will include free drinks, food, and will take place at Neville Hall in room 100. If you or someone you know is interested in entering a film, contact Sarah Ashley or Rebecca Doherty on First Class. Cab's version of American Idol closed Tuesday night with The Project. Megan Matthew has more.
The Campus Activity Board is once again hosting a new season of The Project. The event is the University of Maine's spin-off of the hit singing show American Idol. Students have the opportunity to show off their musical talents either in a solo act or with a band. I asked the Campus Activity Board's chair member about the goods to be expected this year for the winner.
It's going to be a fabulous prize. It's kind of like a secret thing right now. Hopefully people will like it.
The surprises continued on Tuesday in the north end of the Memorial Union at the second round of the semifinals, where two acts performed a wide array of musical tunes. The first act was performed by a group called Sprinkletown. The group is made up of Amy Poulin, James Marcel, Derek Wilden, and Patrick Gill. Sprinkletown performed 3 songs, both original and covers, while using a mixture of instruments and cleverly getting the crowd involved. The second act of the night was Brianna Finnegan, who played the acoustic guitar and sang 5 songs, also a mixture of originals and covers. Finnegan was accompanied on stage by Rachel Byron, where the duo added a humorous tint to their set while singing an acoustic mix of Destiny Child songs and having the crowd chime in to lyrics from other well-known songs. Beth Peters, Sterling Dorian, and Audra Grady were the judges of the night.
That's right. The judges judge stage presence, musicality, and crowd interaction.
Brianna Finnegan will continue on to the finals with 2 others on April 22nd at the Memorial Union in the main dining area at 8 p.m. Be sure to come and check it out. I'm Megan Matthew reporting for News 451.
Keep watching. Up next, we'll get the down low on MissBimbo.com, that is. The UMaine Student Senate will also be making changes right after this.
You're watching News 451. Accounting students at UMaine's Business School are offering free income tax assistance on Monday afternoons through April 14th. This is open to the public by appointment from 2 to 4 p.m. Anyone filing should bring their W-2 forms from all employers, Forms 1099 for dividends and interest. Also, any other forms or information regarding income, deductions or credits will be needed for taxes. To set up an appointment, call Accounting Professor Steve Colburn at 581-1982 or reach him by email at steve.colburn@umit.maine.edu.
The Orono Police Department received a $1,600 grant to help fund the station's K-9 program. Officer Derek Dismore contacted the area Walmart stores when he learned about Walmart's Good Works program. The money is being used to safely outfit Dinsmore's cruiser for Caliber, a 3-year-old chocolate lab. Caliber is a narcotics detection dog for the Orono Police Department. So far, he's made over 300 hours of training. Orono Police Captain Josh Ewing said that Caliber may even receive training on how to find missing people and suspects in the future. It'd be nice to have. MissBimbo.com has sent the media into a panic about young girls' safety. Natasha Gilson takes a closer peek.
In Bimbo City, young and old are allowed to create avatars changing their appearance as they see fit, through wardrobe, makeup, or even corrective surgery. Miss Bimbo is targeted to 9 to 12-year-old girls.
The ideal Miss Bimbo is very much, sort of Barbie taken into the 21st century. A Barbie that instead of just accessorizing, you modify in various ways.
With shopping areas for food, diet pills, and breast implants, or even clubbing.
Emphasized when they're criticizing Miss Bimbo is the connections with shopping, right? That is, or consumption in general. So the idea that if there's anything wrong with you, the best way to resolve it or to solve it is to buy something.
There are other websites like Virtual Model where your avatar can try on actual designer clothing and you can purchase them. You can also see what you look like if you're thinner. Even though Miss Bimbo lets you exercise rather than take diet pills, Peterson said he would rather his niece play the Wii than Miss Bimbo. For News 451, I'm Natasha Gilson.
Top executives from the country's 5 biggest oil companies met with Congress on Tuesday. Congress was curious why these companies felt they should continue to get billions of dollars in tax breaks when they made $123 billion last year. The oil industry's representatives said that it was not their fault that gas prices are at an all-time high. Many people are financially struggling due to the high prices, but the oil executives continue to defer any blame. They said it's not their fault and that their profits are on a par with many other large industries.
Last semester's controversies led to this semester's changes in the Student Senate. Our own Heather Steves was there.
That's right, behind me here is the Tuesday night General Student Senate meeting where fierce debate occurred. Hands flew up in debate over a Senate resolution in their 3.5-hour-long meeting this week. Last semester, the Senate debated removing the current president, William Pomerleau, from office. After Pomerleau resigned, the Senate feels the need to change how their system works. Last semester and semesters before, the vice president would move into the president's seat. This will no longer be the case.
I think students really demanded a change. Students really demanded their voice be heard, even if a president resigns, even if there's some controversy.
Senator Walland already thinks student voices are heard through their votes.
Students want is to know when they vote for the vice president that they're voting for the person who will be president when the president, if the president, leaves their position. That is what I vote for when I vote for the vice president.
Vice president's fundamental job in our case is to be president of the General Student Senate, and that's far different from being president of student government.
Student government's current president, Steve Moran, said if this resolution had been in place last semester, he probably would not be president. This did not stop him from supporting the resolution.
Good to give students the voice. I think it allows the vice president the opportunity, if they want to step into that position, to run for office. There's nothing preventing them. And they can show what kind of a job they're doing because they're going to be acting as president during those 3 weeks of the election.
In the end, the Senate used its new electronic voting system to pass the resolution with 26 yes votes, 5 no votes, and 1 abstaining. The new voting technology worked, however, only 1 of the 10 counts were accurate due to senators' failures to press the correct buttons that they wanted. For News 451, I'm Heather Steves.
Will it be April showers? Here's Caitlin O'Connor with your weather.
Well, it's a bit windy out there today, and it is sunny. However, I'll be back with your weekend forecast and let you know what this weekend's going to look like. Stay tuned. Good afternoon, Orono. I'm Caitlin O'Connor, bringing you today's fabulous weather. Today was beautiful and sunny in Orono, whopping 49 degrees out there. I don't think we've seen temps like this in a long time. Let's look at other spots in Maine. It looks like Presque Isle up here is 43, Orono 49, and 43 in Augusta, and Portland 42 degrees. Look like it's starting to feel like spring out there finally. As I had said today, a high of 49, slight wind out there, about 19 miles per hour. And for the record high for today, back in 1967, was 64 degrees. Imagine that. I don't think we've seen that weather for a long time now. Tonight, the low will be 31 degrees with a chance of precipitation. The southwesterly winds will be at 12 miles per hour with the sunset tonight at 7:06. The weekend weather is looking like some rain will be hitting us. Friday and Saturday, we will have temps in the low 40s. However, the chance of precipitation is high at 70% for Friday and 40% for Saturday. Make sure you have your umbrellas. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. While we were at it, an area of low pressure Friday, like I said, showers are likely, 40 to 45 degrees. And Saturday, we do have some rain, and it's probably going to be about 40 to 45 degrees again. And Sunday, partly cloudy, And Monday, partly cloudy. And again, Tuesday, it'll be about 45 to 50 degrees out there. And that's about it for your weather. Hope you have a good weekend.
Thanks, Caitlin. It's good to hear temperatures are getting warmer. Stay tuned for more sports and news after the break.
Red Sox, Red Sox, Red Sox. How are they playing since they got back from
I'm
Japan?
telling you what, pretty good. They've won 2 in a row. Took 3 out of 4 games against the A's, so we're looking good. Can't complain. And
Winning on the
Yankees
West Coast.
lost, so always a plus.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's great times. Well, today in sports, UMaine softball team may be off to a slow start, but that doesn't mean the players are going unnoticed. Freshman third baseman Taryn Hall, I'm sorry, I've lost my prompter. Freshman Taryn Hall was named the America East Rookie of the Week on Monday for her strong performance last week versus Harvard and Stony Brook. She actually averaged .450 with 9 hits in 20 plate appearances last week, and she's now batting .255 in the season with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, and 6 doubles. She's tied for first for most home runs on the season and second with the 6 doubles. This marks the second time that the Black Bears have received a conference weekly award. The other one to receive an award was Ashley Waters, and she was named the league's player of the week on February 18th. Hall and the softball team will return to action this Saturday at noon against the Binghamton Bearcats. The Red Sox picked up another win Wednesday afternoon. They defeated the Oakland A's 5-0 and improved their record to 3-1 on the season. Red Sox starting pitcher John Lester pitched 6 2/3 innings of shutout ball while walking 3 men and also striking out 3 men. A's starting pitcher Rich Harden also had an impressive outing with 5 innings of shutout ball while striking out 6 men. The game was held scoreless until the 7th inning when Big Papi, David Ortiz, smacked a 2-run homer to give the 2-0 lead to the Red Sox. The Sox would score 3 more runs, but would merely be the icing on the cake as the A's were unable to score, along with first baseman Kevin Youkilis set a new MLB record for most consecutive games at first base without an error. He has currently gone 194 errorless games at first. Well, the Celtics have already clinched their division and are now looking at clinching home court throughout the playoffs. They came one step closer to that goal after crushing the Indiana Pacers by a score of 92-77 Wednesday night. Kevin Garnett led the way with 20 points and 11 rebounds, while Ray Allen had chipped in 15 points. Leon Poe also helped the cause with 14 points and 9 rebounds. The Celtics improved their record to an NBA best 60-15 on the season. This is the first time since 1986 that the C's have won 60 games in a season. The magic number for home court advantage throughout the playoffs for the C's is now down to just 1 game. And finally today, I'd like to leave you with a little segment I like to call This Day in Sports. On this day in 1962, who could forget jockey Eddie Arcaro retires after 31 years. In 1975, American Bobby Fischer was stripped of his World Chess Championship for refusing to agree to a title defense. In 1988, Mario Lemieux won the NHL scoring title, which ended Wayne Gretzky's 7-run season. And who could forget in 1996, when this day in sports, Vancouver beat Minnesota 105-103 to end its NBA record losing streak at 23 games. And that's all we have for sports today.
Nice. I know what those prompter problems are all about.
Oh, it's all good. It's exciting, but yeah. Good,
all right, guys.
Good time for Boston sports.
Don't go away. Up next, we're going to have some housing changes for you.
I like to watch the main channel. I have a nice...
In a bizarre story out of Waycross, Georgia, a group of third-grade students plotted to strategically attack and then tie up their third-grade teacher. The students brought a broken steak knife, handcuffs, and duct tape in hopes of executing their plan. The students also assigned other jobs like covering up the windows and cleaning up the mess afterwards. Waycross Police Chief Tony Tanner said there were 9 boys and girls from the elementary school that were involved in the attempted attack. The teacher was not harmed, though, as the students were interrupted before they could put their action into plan. I can't make that one up.
Orono Police issued 27 summonses for alcohol consumption at an out-of-control Orchard Trails party Saturday night. 19-year-old Chelsea Segun was arrested and charged with furnishing a place for minors. When the police arrived at the apartment complex around 11 p.m, the tenants refused to answer the door. When they finally did, it was evident that many of the partygoers had escaped out the windows. The organisers of the party were charging $5 for entry. This paid for a solo cup and access to the party's 2 kegs.
University of Maine students are finding some changes in housing signups and dorms. Megan Hayward has more.
Up for housing for the next academic year can expect some changes in the selection process.
So what we decided to do is use the same criteria we've used for our apartments and take credit hours times the number of semesters and came up with a lottery number based on those numbers. We took our total numbers of students and divided it into half-hour time blocks.
In previous years, the housing process was based on a first-come, first-served basis and often resulted in stampedes.
So what we decided to take the edge off that herd mentality, if you will, is go back and say, you know, we do want to reward our good customers, the people that have been here for the longest period.
In addition to the changes in housing signups, there will be a few differences in residence halls. Penobscot, which formerly housed honor students on the 3rd and 4th floors, will now have honor students occupying all floors. And the Graduate Center will be moving from Estabrook Hall to Stoddard Commons. With this change, Estabrook will become an undergraduate hall.
Students are always skeptical when we change anything, and then when they go through it, they realize it wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be. So hopefully on the other end of this, we'll get some good feedback.
Students with any questions or concerns can go to the housing section on the UMaine website. Reporting for News 451, I'm Megan Hayward.
Thanks for watching News 451. I'm Laura Gardner.
And I'm Joe Hegarty. For Seth Poplaski and Caitlin O'Connor, you stay classy, Orono.